And welcome back. Okay, I'm joined now by Chintan Centureft. Nice to see you again, Chintan.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. Now, you've come out with a really exciting new platform. At the moment, one of the big issues in the industry is the supply chain shocks. And what's happened is a lot of contract manufacturers and OEMs even have purchased a lot of excess inventory and they're sitting there on a lot of money that's tied up in stock. And it's starting to hurt their bottom line. But you've come up with a solution for that. So take it away and tell us a little bit about it.
Yes. So StockCQ basically originated from this idea that one person's trash is another person's treasure. So we came up with the idea because we had EMS companies coming to us saying, I really am desperate to find these parts. They're not available in the primary sources that I usually go to. I'm having to go to aftermarket situations. And it turns out I find out later that it was my neighbor that had the parts. And so we said, well, why don't we help connect you guys? So we did some study, we looked at the data we had, and it turns out that in about 30% of cases, we were finding that there was an overlap between company A having excess material that company B was short on. Right. So we said, well, let's just create a network where you guys can directly talk to each other without having a third party involved, and that's what we did. So StockCQ, named because it's a virtual stock room that anybody can access, and it's a closed community. Mm-hmm. It's exclusive to EMS and OEM companies, so it's people that have parts and use parts. And what it allows them to do is upload all of their excess materials and then search it to see who else has the parts that I need. And when they find a part that they need, they click a button and it introduces the seller and the buyer together, and they work it out from there.
Right. And so is this something that's open to Calcuquote customers, or is it open to anybody?
It's open to anybody. Anybody that's an OEM and EMS company, it's open to.
Okay. And what sort of information do you ask for? I mean, how many parts have you got? What value are they? And what about the condition and aging of them?
Yeah, so there's basically we held roundtables, so we had more than 100 EMS company executives attend these virtual roundtables we did to explore these types of topics, because we said, if you guys are all going to work together, how are we going to do this in a way that's fair and it's going to support all of your businesses? And the feedback we got was, they said, we have the information that you're asking for about date codes and traceability and all of that stuff. It's just a matter of cataloging it. So what they mutually agreed on across the 100 or so companies that participate in these was to say, when you want the part, tell me, and I will provide all the details about the part. But I don't have that in a structured data set to be able to provide, and it doesn't make sense to waste time when we're already busy looking for all these parts.
Right.
So that was the solution, was to say, let's just make sure that we have that information available so we can provide it before you commit to buying them. But we're talking directly between the seller and the buyer. We don't need a third party to intervene and translate that communication for us and slow the process down.
Right. So it's really essentially just a free service that you're providing, because you're not handling any money, there's no transaction involved.
Yeah.
You're just introducing the buyers to the seller. And
yes, today it's a completely free service. Anybody that is an OEM or EMS company can use it. We do eventually plan to figure out a way to basically make it not a loss leader for us, right? Like, we don't want to lose money on it. And we've had those open conversations to come up with a fair way. We don't want to become a broker. We don't want to handle parts. We don't want to do any of that stuff. Our primary business is still quoting and purchasing software that helps EMS companies be successful. Yeah. But this is a way for us to solve one of the biggest problems that our customers are facing.
Yeah, it's huge. It's absolutely huge, and it's a critical problem in the industry right now. So congratulations on coming up with it, and I wish you absolutely every success with it, Chintan.
Thank you very much.
So thank you for coming in and telling us about it, and we'll look forward to watching how it develops over the coming weeks and months ahead. So that's it for the first part of Live at SMT Connect. Coming up shortly is going to be the first of our panel discussions, the effects of tech decoupling on the supply chain.
Electronics are part of our world, expanding by application to open up new opportunities for automotive, healthcare, and many other industries. But today's manufacturing techniques are not sustainable. They are energy hungry and inefficient, expensive, and have limited flexibility. The world is asking us to do better. Introducing Pulse Forge Tools, a new approach to thermal processes like soldering and curing. Designed with more flexibility, manufacture with fewer process steps, reduce energy use, and decarbonize the supply chain. Expand your creativity to new levels. Designers are asking for more. They need to reduce form factors, reduce weight to work on wearables and stretchables, opening new market opportunities for consumers across the world, asking us to do better. If you think sustainability and freedom of design are not possible in electronics manufacturing, think again. Think PulseForge.